I aborted my visit to Lelewa because of the rain, flood, and bad roads. Particularly see the ruins and the carnage on camera is hard enough to keep a decision.
How can Tinubu say this? When did he become a wailer? For those who don't understand what wailing means, under Muhammadu Buhari, APC goons used to refer to anyone who condemned or criticized him. They used to refer to that person as a wailer. Under this administration, when you criticize Tinubu, they refer to the person as a sore loser who lost the election. He hasn't recovered from that loss. That's why he's always criticizing and talking bad things about Tinubu. They even term it as hate, that the people hate him. He also used the word hate, that Nigerians hate him, but he's still the president. He needs to always reassure himself, always reaffirm it that he is the president, because maybe he never expected in his life that we will be here. Now that he's there, he needs to massage his ego. He needs to reaffirm and tell everyone, hey, I am the president, in case you forgot, or in case you never knew, or in case anything. But it shows something is really wrong for him to always say this. Now that he has become a wailer and sounding like an opposition to himself, this was what Nigerians were saying when he awarded the 15 trillion naira, or was it 10 trillion naira coastal road contract. That contract awarded it to his friend, an associate, without a competitive bidding. And Nigerians were saying at the time that we have thousands of federal roads that are impassable. Thousands of federal roads that have not been rehabilitated the past 10 years. All these roads are there, but he decided to spend a whopping 15 trillion naira on a single road. So you see the problem. And it's not as if this road has not been repaired by the federal government. This road was fixed under Muhammadu Buhari's administration. This road goes from Abuja, Kefi, Akwanga, all the way to Makurdi. And he's saying the road is bad? Or was it just the flood? How about using a helicopter to reach the scene of the massacre? His aides didn't need a helicopter to reach there. The presidential fleet must have one helicopter that is working. Let's even assume that it's not working. What about the police, the army, the air force? He didn't just want to go there. That shows you the contempt with which he treats Nigerians. He doesn't give a damn about the sufferings of Nigerians, what they are dealing with. He's complaining about the bad road, but Nigerians have to deal with these bad roads. They've been dealing with it for several years. Under him, he has not made any attempt to repair and fix all the bad roads. Instead, he's building a new one to nowhere. How about all the existing ones? All the federal roads that are impassable, they don't want to look at those ones. They want to build a completely new one so that they will be able to extract a lot of money from it. Yes, all these politicians, they always over-invoice contracts. And if you are going to over-invoice a contract, it must be a completely new road so that the contract sum will come in block. If you are going to fix an existing road, there's no way you can compare the amount of money you are going to use to rehabilitate a road to the one where you are building a completely new road. That's why the details of the Coastal Road Highway contract is shrouded in secrecy. No one knows how much it costs to build 1 kilometer of the coastal highway. Normally, when the federal government or state government awards road contracts, they normally stipulate how much it costs to build 1 kilometer of the road. So if the road is 100 kilometers in length, you will now use that to calculate the contract sum. In this case, many journalists have questioned, they have asked all involved, even the minister, how much does it cost to build 1 kilometer? They have never given any definite answer. Following Tinubu's reason why he didn't go to the scene of the massacre in Benue State, Peter Obi, the main opposition leader in Nigeria, has reacted to it. Posting on his verified X handle, he said, "One of the consistent principles of leadership is the willingness to make ultimate sacrifices and take risks. A true leader does not make excuses or complain. He shows up, sacrifices, and provides solutions, especially in difficult times. While I do not advocate for our president to expose himself to monumental risks, I cannot accept the excuse that bad roads prevented him from reaching Yelwata in Benue State, especially after he had already made it to the state. This visit happened days after the massacre with enough time to plan appropriately. But let's ask the fundamental question: who is responsible for fixing the roads, if not state and the federal government? If the commander-in-chief cannot reach a part of his own country due to bad roads, what hope is there for the ordinary Nigerian who plies those same routes every day? Leadership is not about comfort. It is about sacrifice. It is about standing with your people, especially in moments of pain and tragedy. You cannot abandon your citizens in their hour of need. You don't offer excuses when action is required. Even if we accept that the roads were truly impassable, which they are not, as presidential aides and staff managed to navigate them, what happened to the use of helicopters? Are we saying a nation that boasts of a presidential air fleet could not airlift the president to Yelwata to condole with grieving citizens? The people of Benue did not need protocol or explanations. They needed empathy. They needed presence. The roads may be bad, but what is worse is the institutional neglect that brought us to this point. A new Nigeria cannot and will not be built on excuses. It will be built on the sacrifices, courage, and responsibility of true leaders. Peter Obi is right. Like every other time he has criticized the government, they need to try and pretend a little bit. Nigerians know they don't care about them, but they need to try and make these their actions a little bit performative. It doesn't make any sense. People were killed and massacred. It is your responsibility to make sure that lives are saved, that lives are secure, including property and the entire country. You fail on that, and you are waiting to be called out to at least go and show your empathy. Let's assume someone in Tinubu's family died. Is he going to give excuses or just attend the funeral on time? Yes, that's what it means. When Nigerians face this kind of suffering, they are massacred, they are grieving, they are mourning. All they need from their leader is the presence, like Peter Obi said, is the empathy, is the compassion. But when Nigerians demand that, his supporters always say, do you expect the president to be everywhere? They forget that he refers to himself as the father of the nation. If you are the father of the nation and one of your children is dead, are you not going to show empathy to the child or the direct parents of the child? This is exactly what it means. He wants to answer the president, he wants to enjoy all the trappings of office, but he doesn't want to do the job of the president. You can't eat your cake and have it. He feels, I can delegate anyone to go and do it. So when there's a problem, blame that person that I delegated, that you cannot blame the appointing officer. No, the buck stops on your table. You must take responsibility. It doesn't end by appointing this, appointing that. Yes, Nigerians know that the president will not be everywhere at the same time. That's why he's allowed to appoint advisors, appoint ministers and all that. But it still doesn't absolve him of responsibility when there's a problem. All the people he appointed to positions, they are failing spectacularly. Nigerians can see this. In fact, if we have to use their own words, when they say packaged fraud, Nigerians can see the packaged fraud today. There was nothing they didn't say about Tinubu during the presidential election campaigns. They said he tamed the Atlantic, that he built Lagos, that he has an eye for talent, that he knows how to fish out intelligent, smart people to do the job. We can all see all the intelligent, smart people he has picked as ministers, how they have failed woefully in managing Nigeria's economy. Nigerians can see everything. In fact, they can now see the real packaged fraud. They have seen how they are failing woefully in managing everything in this country. From electricity supply, they are always increasing taxes, increase electricity tariff, increase exchange rate, increase petrol price. Everything has been increased, but yet they are still delivering poor services. It's not possible that one claims that the problem why there is insufficient power, there is lack of supply of petrol, there is this, that, is because Nigerians are not paying enough. Now they are paying close to the real price. If there's anything called real price, after all these resources are God-given to Nigerians. Nigerians have never benefited from these resources. It's the politicians and the elite that enjoy all this. And if there's a problem, they turn around and blame Nigerians for the problems that the elite and the political class caused. So these are the issues. If you can't do the job, give way for someone who can do it to come on board and do the job. Nigerians need results, not all these excuses. You went to Benue State instead of going to the scene of the massacre to see for yourself what happened, what they endured, so that you can remove yourself from all the information your security team and advisors have been giving you. They've been trying to make it seem as if it's a community clash, when all these people are not even from Benue State. They invade Benue State and massacre the people, burn their homes and chase them away and occupy their land. So if he had gone there to see by himself, maybe, just maybe, his mind would have been changed by a little bit, even if it's just 10%. But we all know he has no human feeling. Everything to them is politics. That's why everywhere was decorated with his posters instead of the posters or the names of the victims. When you look around the world, whenever they have this kind of tragedy, they try to be performative about it. They try to make it as if they are actually grieving with the people. But here in Nigeria, they don't even hide it. Imagine a banquet hall was set up in a state that should be mourning more than 200 people that were massacred. These people don't take Nigerians seriously. Thanks for watching.